All right, boys and girls, so we're starting parens, brackets, and braces. So let's start with the basic problem. We have 8 times 7. So my question to you is, if we were to start, where would we start? Kind of a silly question, but where do we start? 8 times 7. I mean, we really don't have any choices here, right? So what is 8 times 7, please?
8 times 7 is 56.
Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. But now I put in front of you 8 plus 6 times 7. Now, given our knowledge of PEMDAS, right? Where do I start? Sonia. Right. The order of operations tells us that I need to do this first. Okay. And so I will take the 8. Sonia, what's 7 times 6? Beautiful. And our answer in this case is 50. But now we're going to change the rule because I'm going to write the same problem. I'm going to write 8 plus 6 times 7. Except I'm presenting it to you now with parens, except the parens are going to be 6. Question, does that change the answer?
Yes.
Okay. And in that case, who wants to change the answer? Yes.
So 8 plus 6
All right, we got we have a 14.
and then
Whoa. Now, if you look at it, what we had before was an 8 and a 42. Now we have a 14 and a 7. And all of that changed because of this. It changed our what? It changed the, what do we call it?
Order.
Give me a phrase, one person, give me a phrase. It's called the, louder. Somebody else. Order of operations. It is officially changed. So, we have a 7 times a 14. What's 7 times 4? I'm going to regroup with a 2. 7 times 1 plus 2. So now we're going to make things a little bit more complicated. Okay? And I'm going to give you the following problem. We have an 8 plus a 6 times a 7. Except now I'm going to do divided by 2. Okay? So, let's see what I want to do here. I'm going to say to you this, but now I'm going to give you, in addition to a paren, I'm going to give you what's called a bracket. Someone tell me now, working from the inside out, what we start with first. Read it. Okay, so I'm going to work my way out, starting with 6 times 7, which is 42. Now looking at the brackets, okay, what do we do?
8 plus 42.
Sure, 8 plus 42. But hear me out. If those brackets were not there, it would be 8 plus 42 divided by 2. What would you do then? Yes.
You would add the 14.
I'm going to write it down. 8 plus 42 divided by 2. If the brackets were not there, you would have to do this. But since the brackets are there, you can't. So I'm going to back it up. And what we have to do is 8 plus 42. Yes.
50.
Thank you. And so now we have 50. And since this is the only number, the only operation left over, we must do divided by 2. And 50 divided by 2 is 25. Okay? Who gets the progression? You're basically working from inside out or outside in. What would you say? One person, nice and loud.
Inside out.
Right. All right. Let's work up. Now I'm going to add something more. I'm going to add well, what am I going to add? We did parens. We did parens and brackets. Now I'm going to give you the following what? Okay. So let's start again. 8 plus 6. I'm going to put times 2 minus 2 divided by 2. I hope this works out. But let's see. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do a paren here. Okay. Right? And then I'm going to put a bracket here and here. But now, let me see where I'm going to put the brace. I got to think about this. I'm going to put the brace here and the brace here. Right? So we've got three kind of groups built on each other, but which one do I have to start with? What do I have to start with? Nate? No, look at your parens, Nate. Look at the parens, Nate. One more time. Yes. So I'm going to do this in red. So Nate identified the smallest subgroup as 6 times 2, which equals what, Nate? 12. Take over for Nate. What happens next? Say.
Then you have to do the bracket, so 12 minus 2 equals 10.
All right, so let me just identify this. Here's the bracket. I'm changing it now to the color red. And I'm going to write 12 minus 2. And do I have to complete this right now? Do I have to complete 12 minus 2 now? What do you think? What do you think?
Yes.
Of course, because it's in the bracket. What's 12 minus 2? All right, so I'm gonna tell you what's next this time. I'm gonna give you my directions. You tell me, right, if I'm right or wrong. I think we should do 10 divided by 2. Now, if you think I'm wrong, I'd like you to explain why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. Cameron, nice and loud English.
You're wrong because if something's still in like the braces or the brackets, you still have to add it.
All right. And now what you see, I'll do it in green this time. We have this big brace here. And it's holding basically 2 groups together. It's forming almost a third group. And it tells me I cannot do this. I cannot work with that 2. So I've got to erase this. What do I have to do? I have no choice. I don't have a choice. Read it. All right. So now I bring this 8 down, and I do 8 plus 10. And what is the answer? James? Okay. Let's move that up. A little more room here. Get my 18. And finally, there's only one thing left. Only one thing left. What is it? Divided by 2 equals 9. Okay, so sometimes you don't have, boys and girls, you don't have any braces. You don't have brackets, you don't have parens. If you don't have parens, brackets, or braces, what rules do you have to follow? What are they called? James?
Multiply, division, understand, number back.
Excellent. Okay, so right now, what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. I'm going to ask you to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 at your desks. This is a do now. Here's the one thing I want to show you. The division symbol is not this. The division symbol, and it's only in number 4, the division symbol is a /. Who already knows this? If you've taken PAR, if you have a calculator, That diagonal line means division. All right, let's do 1 through 4. All right, let's start with the first problem, number 1. In this case, there are only 2 groups. You got a bracket and a brace. Now, there's no parens, so obviously which one are you going to start with? Yeah, the brackets. Because you're always starting from the inside working out. So somebody do it for me. Who wants to get started? Yeah, go.
2 plus 1 is 3.
All right, so that works for me, which is left now with just a 6 and a 3. I guess we don't have much of a choice. And what's your answer?
0.
Let's see. 6 minus 3 is 3. And 3 minus 3 equals 0. Okay? Any questions about that? So let's move on to 2. All right, well now in 2 we have all 3. I see paren. I see bracket. In fact, I see 2 parens. And then I see everything being held together by this brace here. Okay? So let's start. Who wants to do this one? Working from the inside out. Where do I go? Let's start with these. Yes.
2 plus 2.
Which is? Any other parens? Yeah.
3 plus 2.
Is? Okay. Who's in agreement? Raise your hand if we're good so far. Okay, somebody take over and give me the next steps. Yes.
After that, you do 1 plus 2 minus 2.
All right, so look at this, guys. We have a bracket here. That tells me I got to do that. Okay? And I've got to do a 1 plus a 0. What is 1 plus 0? Yes?
1.
1. So I got a 1. And I've got here a minus 6. Except, did I forget something? Is there anything I haven't worked with yet? Something else, okay. What is it?
Times it.
All right. And notice how I'm rewriting the problem? I'm working my way down using steps. 8 times 1 minus 6. So now all we have to do is think about pendences. All right? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So what am I doing? What am I doing? Yes.
8 times 1
Is?
8.
Yep.
And then minus 6
Yep.
is 2.
We got a 2. Okay, so we're moving along here. Who wants to do number 3? I'd like somebody to do it by themselves for me. Say?
First you do 7 plus 1 because there's no parentheses.
Good.
And I got 8.
Good.
And then you have to do 16 minus 8
Good.
minus 5 because
Excellent.
the braces are next. And then I got 3.
Let's see. 16 minus 8 is 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. Who got 3? Awesome. Let's keep going. Now, again, before you had color. And the braces were huge and the parens were small. But now, what do you notice about the problem? It's in what color? It's all in black. It's a little confusing. So you got to be very careful here. Got to make sure you're looking at the parens and not confusing them with the braces. They're kind of look the same. What does this symbol represent? This / on the keyboard. Division. Another thing we need to be reminded of. Who wants to work from the inside out? Somebody else. Somebody else. From the inside out. Who wants to try it? Nandini, go ahead.
3 plus 5 is 8.
Ah, good. She's got those parens. Perfect. Yep.
1 plus 1 is 2.
Okay.
Plus 8 is 10.
And she really focused on those brackets here. She got everything done, working from the inside out. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Any questions so far? Now let's move to the last one. I did have 6 here, but that's okay. Let's do number 5. Who would like to conquer that problem? Somebody I haven't heard from at all today. Somebody else. Who will it be? Yes, go.
3 minus 2 equals 1.
Good.
1 plus 1 equals 2. And then
Who wants to take over? Very good so far. Yep.
4 plus 1 equals 5.
Good. So we've got the parens, except look at what I noticed here. We've got the brackets done. What comes next? Yes,
The braces.
the braces. And now I can work with the 9. What happens here? What do I do with the 2 and the 9?
Minus those.
Good. And then,
Minus 5 equals 2.
okay, we've got a 2. Somebody before told me that they ended up with a 2 minus 5, and I got worried because I don't think I put these together to give you a negative integer. We haven't even started that yet. So tonight for homework, feel free to use a screencast, to get your work done.